babes, it's Hugo. You're in my bedroom and we're gonna do some makeup. This is a very speedy face. I'm a drag king, so this is a masculine face and it's real glittery and it's good for stage. Let's do it. Alright, so let's prep. First thing you do is you make sure your skin is clean and moisturized and primed, and you make sure you tear off the ziplock on your face pads because you're excited and over caffeinated. I need to make sure my base is super greasy because I have dry skin and I use TV paint stick, and if I want that to move ever, I gotta make a nice greasy bottom. Okay, so we're clean and we're moisturized and we're primed. Now I'm going to pin all my hair down because all those big toupees you see me wearing is attached to this small amount of hair. So there's a delicate process we do, and well, it's actually not very delicate at all. I put a lot of texturizing powder in it, which makes it very gritty and means that there's structure for large things to be pinned into. Okay, good. Alright, now I'm going to bobby pin the shit out of it. Alright, we just bobby pinned, we did the little crisscross thing, it's all feeling very secure. Now we hairspray the shit out of it. I'm going to block my brows, which is not actually something I really need to do. I have very fine brows that sit pretty flat, but it does make things nice and smooth. So you brush them up, you know. There are many videos which will do a better job explaining this than I do. We do a little brush up. Yeah, and then we do a comb down, and then I don't even wait for it to dry because I'm trash. We do a little bit of this, or a little bit of this, yes. I only need one layer. Okay, so this is a new way that I am doing my eyes lately, and I like it because it is bold and fast, and these are good things in my life. What I'm going to do is draw on my eyebrows with liquid lipstick nice and high, and then I'm going to block nice bright white under eye also with liquid lip underneath it, then a big wing of block orange glitter, and then a giant ass black cat eye, and then I'm done. Right, so I'm blocking out my under eyebrow with a nice bright white. I've also put no foundation under here. This is my first process because I want these colors to be super blocky and bright as possible, so there's no other color to muddy them up. Alright, it's next step time, so I'm going to map out my big ass cat eye wing underneath all of this. You'll notice I'm not filling it in, and that's because black always gets muddy with powder and stuff, so I go back in as my last possible step and fill them in with the black. So now I'm going to do a big ass wing of glitter, and I'm going to use this Dodgy Duo eyelash glue as adhesive, and this one's great because it comes with a brush, so it means that when I brush on the glue I can get exactly the right shape that I want, and then I just use a Dodgy makeup brush to pound some biodegradable glitter on top of it. Okay, now we're going to do some white in the tear ducty bit. Alrighty, now I'm going to just block out the lines that are going to happen under my eye. So that's nothing fancy. Waterline with white, a nice big waterline that is not on my actual waterline in white liquid lip, and then just a black line that swings up. And I lied about it being fancy. I'm actually going to do big triangles of glitter underneath as well. Okay. Wicked. So now I'm gonna do the waterline, but not the drag waterline with liquid lip again. Okay, black line time. Different brush. It's one of the thin ones with the lines. God, I'm so good at makeup. Okay, so now before I do my foundation, I'm gonna do, I know it sounds weird, big ass triangles of the same glitter down the bottom, which like balances the eye, gives you more glitter, covers up your crow's feet, and also looks really great because I put little lashes through it, and so it's like glittery and textural. Okay, so we're just finished with the eyes. I'm gonna go back in with the black later to make sure it's nice and crispy, but right now we're gonna get started on the base. First thing I'm gonna do is cut out my brows with clown white. Cool, so now you look like a beautiful butterfly. If you're like me and you're approaching 30, you're gonna wanna put some liquidy shit under your eyes so they don't get too crusty. The time has come for masculine contouring. So I have enormous amounts of eye makeup on, so there is a specific way that you can cut shapes into the remaining small amount of face that I have to still make myself look kind of like a man. I'm keen on saving product, so I don't layer, I do it in block sections and blend from there. Let's do it. Okay, some very sharp lines are happening. He's a man. Alright, so you can see how bold the colour is without doing a big foundation underneath. That has genuinely changed my process so much, not doing the layery thing. The devil horns things, which is very popular for drag kings, brings your brow bone forward, which is what you want to make yourself look a little more masculine. This, men have big dimpled temples, so you want to shadow that really intensely. My nose contour is just nice and wide, making a big deal out of the bridge, which will make my brow bone again look like it's sitting more forward than it is. I snub my nose just because I think it looks cute. I also do this just because I think it looks cute, not because it's particularly masculine. I have a very angular face, so I don't need to do any like transformative contouring on my jaw, so this is just like following my natural line and making it a little more accentuated. I don't bring it too far down my neck because I find it gets a little blotchy, and I'm not one of those drag performers that does makeup like all the way down. Alright, let's talk about masculine cheek contour. So I think a lot of people make the mistake of going too low, so find the natural point underneath your actual cheekbone, and then, so you don't want your contour sitting on top of your cheekbone because you're creating shadow, so you should work with the bone structure that you already have. And then my advice for kings is pretty much, it depends what you want to do with your face obviously, but pretty much go totally horizontal. Like all traditional makeup philosophy tells you to go angled and like this, but I really find that it creates a rather striking masculine look if it's pretty much dead straight in. And then you want to angle down, and the reason that you angle down is because you're going to highlight this, and so when you're facing forward your jaw will pop out and it makes squares out your face. And that is the science of masculine contouring. You're welcome. I'm doing 3W TV paint stick. I'm gonna in the gaps. Pro tip, don't bring your, especially if you have a small face like me, if you've got a beautiful round face and you've got heaps of real estate to do all your drag on, then please disregard and go on with your blessed life. But if you have a small face like me, try not to bring your contour in too far, because you'll wind up, especially if you're putting facial hair on, things will start looking a little muddy in the center. It's blending time. This process actually makes me quite nervous because I'm like, I'm gonna ruin all the work I did so far. I use a combination of a silicone blender and a nice damp one. Silicone, obviously, because of product wastage. I don't want to have to go back in and recolor all the shit I just erased with this. Actually, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. This is like an eraser and this is like a smudgerer. Alrighty, so we're mostly blended. I'm pretty happy with these shapes. I'm gonna go in and make the darkest points darker and the highest points lighter. Alright, and now clown white. Fuck, too much. I'm using Ben Nye Clown White and I'm not stoked with it. I really want to get the TV paint stick, which is the same consistency as what I use everywhere else, which is very creamy and full coverage. This just blends like a shit house of bricks, or insert euphemism here. It just like, it's too sticky. And I'm just using my fingers because I find the heat for this very sticky substance helps marry it into the foundation. I like a really chiseled jaw section, so I'm gonna go in with Clown White and do like a shunk, like a nice bright white line to cut my cheek contour. I've been red for it before, but you know what? It's a conscious choice, I like it. All drag is valid. Okay, so now I'm gonna undo all of the great work I just did and powder with the dangerously small amount of airspun that I have left. I didn't realize that airspun is not a translucent powder. So it's got a little bit of skin in it and it pretty much dulls out any line you just did. Fantastic, love it. Definitely gonna buy a neutral set next time round. Learning. All right, so we're nice and powdered. I don't bake. I have very dry skin, so if I do like the big set thing, bad things happen, cracking happens, it doesn't look good, so I just do a light cover of powder until it feels dry, and that's pretty much enough for me. Now we're gonna go in with bronzer. Just tighten up and brighten up the lines that we have already done with cream. Also, a great opportunity to even up everything I've just done. So I think I said this in the last video, but I am a big fan of brightening the face. If you're doing it for stage makeup, you want to make sure you're nice and warm and glowy. Of course, that isn't a universal rule, but I find it works for me, and I find it works really well for drag kings. A lot of the time, drag kings with heavy mask contour and then with like often graying stubble or facial hair, things start to look a little bit muddy. Use bronzer, even like a little bit of orange blush. You will not regret it. You'll look nice and bright on stage. Okay, now I'm gonna darken up the lowest points of my face, the ones I want to sink in to shadow the most. I'm gonna use a real busted, super dark brown eyeshadow. Pro tip, or should I say broke tip, if you are like me and buy single eyeshadows instead of buying palettes to save money and you can't be fucked buying a fancy magnetic case for them, you can just gut a really garbage palette case that you don't use anymore and hot glue them all in. Speaking of which, it's time for some orange blush. I use a pearl eyeshadow from Kryolan. Cheek comparison, I swear this is like my magic trick. Look how much brighter I look. So cute. And I pretty much dust it everywhere to make sure the color's like uniform. Okay, now it's time to highlight the highest points of my face. So I am going to use a nice matte white eyeshadow from Sugar Pill and just like do this kind of shit. So this right here is a really good example of the conflict between like feminizing and masculinizing makeup. I like my highlight to go up to like lift the face, and obviously my eyes are very much going up on an angle, but then you got these weird lines cutting in here and here on very, very different angles. So it's like I like big feminine eyes for stage, but then obviously masculine face contour everywhere else. Whatever, I think it works. I use a Kryolan Pearl white eyeshadow as highlight. Okay, now I'm gonna color in my hairline. Boop. Oh. Yeah, sexy. I'm gonna color in my hairline, which gives you that nice chiseled Lego man look. I'm gonna use my Sugar Pill black eyeshadow for it. So you notice that I stopped my sideburns at the lowest point of my contour, and I just like this because it looks nice and clean. You get a nice corner, and I often feel like if you bring your sideburns too far down, you lose the definition of your chin, and if you're trying to look like a man, the jaw line is a pretty important one. Okay, she's pretty crispy. I'm gonna hairspray it. The time has come! We are filling in the void. Are they even? No. Are we gonna move on anyway? Yes. I'm gonna color in my wing. Just go right over that glitter. Don't worry about fucking up your equipment. Fun fact, there's no shadow on my eyes right now. No. No blending, all block lines, all very speedy. I mean, maybe it speaks to my talent that I'm like, what's a way I can do my eye makeup that doesn't involve me doing any fucking blending with a brush? I'm a very impatient person, but look, I made nice eye shapes. Mascara! It is time for some lashes from the Lash Graveyard. This is a repurposed nail case. I reuse lashes like no one's business. Using this little doodad again, just using the black end. Black glue is also really great because you can't see how disgusting your old lashes are. Alright, it's mustache time. I'm chucking on a preset one. Let's do it. You'll notice I don't have heaps of foundation under my nose, and there's a reason for that. It's so it adheres better. Oh god, it fucking stinks. It never gets old. He's a man! Now, because this shit is magical and dries so dry, I can go in and use this to colour the spirit gum, which annoyingly dries white, black, and make this mustache look fresh as a daisy, even though I've definitely worn it for at least 2 nights now. It's wig time! Bam! How I keep such a large amount of hair on my tiny amount of hair is religiously doing the old crisscross, you know, when you put one in and you put another one in so it overlaps. Flawless strategy. Ow. You know it's working when it hurts. Yeah, we're done, we did it. He's a man, he's glittery, it was speedy, it's maximum glitter. perfect for stage. This is a very recent way that I'm doing my makeup. I'm learning lots really fast. Pretty please, if you have thoughts or queries or like especially requests for other stuff that you want to see from me, please comment it below. There isn't enough drag king stuff on the internet. We need to support each other and share our weird tips and tricks. So please ask me things. I will talk to you on the internet. Thank you for coming and seeing me do things to my face. Okay, bye.